Today, guys, I'm going to be showing you the very best new money-making method here inside of the Forge update. Now, a lot of you guys are probably trying to get this brand new pickaxe that just dropped inside of the game. Now, this pickaxe is better than the Ethereal Light Prismatic pickaxe. It does a full another 100 damage on top of this, and I think it does have maybe better luck. I actually haven't bought it yet because I'm haven't unlocked the quest because I'm just too lazy. But yeah, I'm going to show you the very best method to go ahead and farm money. That way you can buy it. As you can see down here, I have $7.8 million, and I've just kind of been sitting on this for a bit. But I've also been grinding. I made a couple million in the last couple days just by using this simple method that a lot of people aren't even talking about. Anyways, guys, before I get into this video, if you want to have a chance to be entered in my Game Pass giveaway, all you guys need to do is leave a like on this video, comment your username down below, and make sure you hype the video as you can see on screen. Make sure you guys go ahead and do that, and you guys will be entered. On screen are a couple winners from our last videos, so make sure you do enter up. You guys have 7 days to enter. Anyways, let's get back in the video. Yeah, without any more yapping, let's get into the video. All right, so the very first thing you need to know is that you need decent armor to do this. I mean, I'm just gonna be completely honest. You need decent armor. The armor I have, you can try to replicate this, but you just need at least, you know, close to 1,000 defense, just so it's easier to do. I mean, you don't have to do that, but it's gonna make it a lot easier. As you can see, I have, after enhancing all this armor, around 1,000 defense. And this isn't even that good of armor. This is kind of trash armor. So you need like decent armor. Just make good enough armor where you can actually go ahead and do this. So then the next thing you need is a good enough sword. I would recommend getting the Hell Slayer sword with pretty much anything you can put on it. So I have a lot of abilities on this, mainly because I just put these runes on it. But yeah, it is a decent sword. Again, there's way better crafting variants out there. This is just good enough to do this method. I'm going to be working on getting better stuff way later. But yeah, if you don't already have the Hell Slayer recipe, if you don't have it, you need to head over to this area right here. This is going to be the Santa area, and basically buy it out of the shop. It only costs 200 tickets. It's super cheap to buy. So let's go down to this. As you can see, Hell Slayer 200, very cheap, and you can get this by just grinding quests from the Santa quest in about a day. It's really easy to do. The quests are super easy as well. I mean, I think this is one of them right here that I haven't completed yet. So it's not hard at all to go ahead and complete these. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, getting Hell Slayer is really easy. What I did to get this sword is I just went ahead and threw in a bunch of eyesight and just random stuff, and I got this Hell Slayer sword, and it was pretty good. So you can craft decent swords really easily, especially if you get Hell Slayer. I mean, it's just way better. It's like the best in the game right now, one of the best in the game. So yeah, make sure you have this weapon or something like it, and then decent armor. That way we can go ahead and use this money-making method. Now, do note there are multiple places you can farm, and I'll show you the best one closer to the end. So I'm going to show you each place to farm progressively, and then how you can use it to make a lot more money. So the first zone I'm going to show you is down here. Now, this is if you're really new to this zone and you've kind of just started. These are going to be super easy to kill with the Hell Slayer sword, but the thing to note is that they're not going to give you a ton of money off the bat. You're mainly farming for just essences. So if you check the index, you'll see that, yeah, the crystal spiders give you around anywhere $80 to $160. So it's an okay amount of money. Diamond gives you more, obviously, and prismatic gives you more. Now, not the best strategy down here. This is just kind of if you're starting out, obviously, but you want to go to a middle zone where you could kind of just sit in AFK. So if I head all the way to like right here, things are going to spawn here, and I can just sit here and kill them, especially since I have a really good armor and a really good sword for this zone. I can just sit here in AFK. You can do this, obviously, or you can use a completely different method in a new zone that I'm going to show you in a second. But this is like the basic method. Obviously, just sit here with an auto clicker. These guys aren't going to be able to kill me. They are stunning me, but at the end of the day, I have enough drain edge where I'm not going to die, and I'm dealing enough damage where I'm just never going to die. So I can just sit here in AFK, and I'll make a ton of money in essences, and I'll also make a decent amount from this just killing these mobs. So that is the strategy for this zone right here, is kind of just AFKing. Now, the next couple zones I'm going to show you is where you're going to really rake in a ton of money. All right, so I'm going to respawn. I'm going to show you something that you should probably be doing, especially if you want to make this a lot better. So you could technically use the damage and health potions. This is something you could add on to the method if you're having a hard time killing these things. I would recommend it. It's so cheap, and you're going to make your money back within like 10 seconds, basically, of doing this. So yeah, the next method is obviously going to the peak area, and I'll show you kind of where I like to farm up here, but I already have a new zone that I farm in that's not even in the peak area, so I'll show you that as well in a second too, if I didn't just fall off this cliff. So let me go up here. Boom. Now, the best spot to farm here is obviously in a spot where the most mobs spawn. So you could technically do it here, but again, once you kill all of them, they're not going to keep spawning. So we need to find a better spot where they're actually going to spawn consistently. And that would say, I would personally say that'd be somewhere right here, honestly. Somewhere in there, this seems like a pretty consistent spawn zone. And then we can also look back here. I haven't really checked back here too much, to be honest. Yeah, this should seem like a pretty good zone for farming. The Yetis, I've seen the Yetis back here a lot, and they genuinely are pretty easy to kill. If you just sit here, I mean, you're going to get it. You can also get a macro just to make you walk around like this. You may die, obviously, so that is something to keep into mind. But yeah, this is an easy AFK zone, especially if you're trying to farm money really quickly. Now, I'm going to show you my personal favorite, my best money-making method here in a second. This one makes me how I basically got to my millions of dollars. So yeah, I'm going to show you that really quickly. It is super duper easy to do, though. Now, you do have to have the new area unlocked from the newest Forge update, which I can show you really quickly how to do if you don't have it unlocked. But I'm assuming assuming that most people actually do. So the very first thing to unlock this zone right here is you need to head over to this campfire and you'll see a raven. Basically talk to the raven and complete the quest. Campfire's up here. Talk to the raven, complete the quest. Once you've completed the quest, the raven will move down to this door, complete the raven quest right there, and then boom, the door will unlock for you. Now this is my favorite zone to farm money in because the base spiders give you so much money. Let me scroll down so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. These are going to give you literally anywhere from 270 to 500, and then obviously this one's going to give you anywhere from 950 to 1,900, which is a lot of money. Then obviously the essences you get in this zone are really good. Now these mobs are a bit harder to fight, but again, if you are way more advanced than I am, this is going to be so easy to kill these. And they spawn in here so frequently. That is the greatest part. This is so easy to AFK with friends because you can have one person stand here, one person stand right here, and one person stand right there, and you guys are going to be farming the mobs like crazy and making a ton of money, which is why I would recommend this place the most, because mobs spawn in here so frequently. It's a very small zone, so it's really easy to get into, and it makes you a ton of money because of obviously the stats are way higher in this zone. Now, you want to make sure you have the armor and the swords, like I said, implemented that I already talked about earlier in the video, because those are going to make it so much easier to actually kill these mobs, because obviously they are a lot more dangerous. They do a lot more damage. Now, if you're wanting to buy the pickaxe that I was talking about earlier in the video, it's all the way here at the end, and this is going to also be a very good way to make money. So if you buy this pickaxe, you already do a lot more damage, so you're gonna be able to mine these rocks a lot faster. So you can use a method that I like to call the mining method, which is basically where you're going to mine a bunch of trash, cram it together and do like a colossal sword or heavy armor, and then sell it, because you're gonna make a ton of money off of that very easily, very quickly, and you can mine and also get very overpowered ores and save those up while you sell your trash and make a ton of it instead of directly just selling the ore. So yeah, that is probably the best money making method right now, is this cave farming this. I am on the road to 250,000 subscribers, so I would appreciate if you guys did subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.